Right, we're on with handles on mugs and cups, and here's one. It's pretty dry now, and that is Thetford clay, so when that is fired it will go a deep red. But you know, you experiment with shapes, don't you? Anyway, I was watching a bit of YouTube a couple of days ago. Is that round? That is round, yeah. And I came across a channel which was pretty inspirational actually, for sort of a number of reasons. Let's just put a bit of slip on there. Okay. And the channel was The One-Armed Potter. Now this guy, who I sort of judge is from up north, and that's about as far as I can say, yeah, but he does pottery and he's only got one usable arm, which is like wow. And his pots are very nice, yeah. But this particular, just trying to get this smooth a bit, video was putting handles on mugs that he'd thrown previously with one arm, with his left arm. It's just like, yeah, okay, we all develop our own techniques for doing these things, but that is like, yeah, right on. And think about there, this one's just a little bit soft. Is it in line? It is in line. That's there, and just press. So I shall put a link in the description, or I don't know whether I can do that or not, as a card or an end thing or what have you. But I think it's well worth watching, because, you know, you imagine I am busy holding this mug with two hands and turning it around and putting this soft handle on there, yeah, like I'm holding it now, and with the other hand I'm just smoothing out. And this guy can do this with only one hand and one arm, yeah. So it just goes to show there's a willingness and a there we go, a willingness to get on with it. You know, sometimes it's very easy, and I've noticed it, where certain people will just give up, whereas actually John Byrne says, he's an artist, painter from Scotland. He goes, I am the labourer to my subconscious. And to a certain extent, people who create, who are artists, artisans, what have you, craftsperson, you know, they do things, it's almost as if they've got no option. It's part of them that they create. Yeah, I create, therefore I am. I've got this water just warm, so my old fingers don't seize up. So we're smoothing this from both sides, counter to all the ways other people have done it in the past and whatnot. This guy, the one-armed potter, he uses an extruder, which you can go, yeah, and a lot of people use extruders for making handles. You know, you get a long piece, you know, up to 1 metre long, of exactly the same sized material, and you can get different I don't know really what you would call them, call it forms or something like that, so that you can fit them in the extruder, and as you extrude the clay out it gives different shapes, right? But you know, but I tend to do it this way, yeah, because I tried to do it the way that several other potters have shown on YouTube, and I can't do it. It just doesn't seem to be. And I think I've said this before. There we get in there. Scarlett who's one of the teachers at college, she went, just do your own thing. And do you know what? That really made a huge difference. And it's like with all things in the creative arts, as it were, or the crafts or whatnot, you don't actually have to do it the way other people do it. Yeah, and because you do it in a slightly different way, then that builds your style. There's another one, slightly smaller. Just going to open that up a bit. Yeah, that'll do. I've got another one to do. These are getting slightly softer, these. Oh, that's not bad. I'm quite happy with that. And you know, the more you do it, the greater your confidence, and it's hand-eye coordination and all those sorts of things, so you're not thinking as much. I'm busy talking to you about this, and a year ago I wouldn't have been able to talk and try and put a handle on something, but now it's like, you know, if it doesn't go right, then that's just the way it is, and you give it another go. So I was having all this trouble with handles, and then that one bit of advice sent me down a different route. Yeah, experimenting. It's like every bit of art that you do or craft that you do. Did I put any? I didn't. Is an essay. That's what I like to. It's an essay in a subject, and you don't expect anything to be as you imagine it. And of course, no expectations, yeah, is a marvellous way to think about things, because if you don't have any expectations, then things can go whichever way they want, and you're not limited by your own thought processes. You're sort of open to things, as it were. Yeah, I can't remember if I've said this before, but the Bonzos had a revival. Bonzo Doodah Dog Band. They had a revival a number of years ago, and it's on YouTube. And they said, we haven't rehearsed this. That way, nothing can go wrong. Which is a marvellous way of thinking about it, isn't it? Yeah. Rather than sort of fixating on stuff. Yeah. When I'm teaching sometimes, because of the breadth of my knowledge on certain subjects, and that's not being big-headed, that's just being, yeah, I've learnt a lot and I've remembered some of it, and I've done a lot of experiments where people have said, you can't do that. Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. Where was I? So, yeah, at times you can be a bit freeform with your teaching. And just, I don't like this one. Oh, it's not that bad. I'll take a bit off this end here. Yeah, and yeah, I refer to that as making it up as you're going along, but actually it's not. But it's being freeform. Yeah. So you're dealing with how the students are asking you questions and working with that and allowing them to feel like they're engaged with the whole process, which I think is very important. Right, last one. So I'm busy chattering away. I think that's about right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, little finger, peep, and then pop. And I'm able to do so. Now that was not good. I pulled a little bit of clay out there because it's a bit sticky. This one's just a bit soft. So I'm just moving the clay along from that side to that side so it evens out. Can't remember what I was talking about now. Something about, you know, gaining the confidence and yeah, muscle memory, hand-eye coordination, feeling familiar with things. So like when things go slightly wrong like there, where a lump of clay stuck to my finger, you're able to recognize that fact and do something about it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, in joinery and stuff like that, it's frequent that you, well, not frequent, but occasionally you'll make mistakes, and it's a matter of how you get round them. Yeah, that's the skill. Rather than going, oh, I've blown it, yeah, and having to start again, you can go, oh, slight fault there, how can we do this? Oh yeah, we'll do that. Or, you know, occasionally when you're making up big lumps of timber, you're gluing stuff together, it won't quite be, yeah, and so you don't want these joints to be invisible. You can make a feature of them instead, yeah, and because you made a feature of them, yeah, people don't notice them. Whereas if you're trying to hide stuff, hide the joint in a piece of timber or what have you, then it becomes so obvious. Right, there you go. Hopefully you've enjoyed this chat, and there'll be a link to the one-arm potter. Right on, you know, don't give up. Yeah, learn stuff and get new techniques and stuff like that. And it's the same with self-reliance, you know. If you're not very good at something, right, you don't give up. You use the opportunities that are presented to you to learn without any expectation that you'll actually fix something. But in the process of learning to repair stuff, that's what you do. You learn how to repair. Yeah, you don't have to have everything perfect with ceramics. Yeah, until it's come out the kiln, don't expect anything. Yeah, as you've seen with a lot of my previous kiln opening videos, some of them were disastro bizarro. But you've got to go, okay, but I hadn't poured my heart and soul into it. Yeah, I'd made them to the best of my ability, and I fired it and something went wrong and it was all scrap, but it's part of the learning process, which hopefully none of us get towards the end, because if we know everything, then it's probably a bit of a sad way of going on about things. Conversation, chat about all these subjects I've been talking about. Catch up with you soon. Bye for now.